Alright, you guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Garchomp versus Palkia Dialga game. When we last left off, I had just Goop Gas attacked Greedy, and it should be going to the Lost Zone, so hopefully we fix that at some point. And I was trying to stall with the Uxie, but looks like I was wrong because of the... not wrong, but I was duped with an escape rope and then a JK. I'm gonna Lysander after I oak into this computer search. So, where do we go from here? That's just kind of the question we're gonna look at ourselves. I need to get this. This primal off the field. Like, just simple as that. I'm gonna need to hit into some stuff. Probably go for like a legend box play. That's really about it because I don't have the Bronzong out. That's just like, that's really the only reason I charged it up in one turn, or the only way to charge it up in one turn, I should say. And I'm gonna need to start putting some prizes over there in Grady's prize hole. Put some prizes in the prize hole. Oh boy, really hard to commentate this game by yourself. Junk Arm, I'm gonna go for the Super Rod, throwing 3 energies back in. Interesting to see what I'm gonna grab after that. And then here's a dowsing machine actually. For Battle Compressor, probably put in maybe a supporter over there. I put some energies back. So yeah, so a supporter and then 2 stadium cards. So we're really thin in this deck, and then versus Seeker for the Mallow. So yeah, I think we are going for this Legend Box play, judging by the fact that I put more energies in. Yep, Legend Box did grab the Legend, at least 1 energy. I don't see 2. I needed to hit 2 there. So I could have attached return, but it looks like I only hit 1 off the Legend Box. 2 would have been the best possible play. But I will go ahead and attach. Use backup, might draw some more stuff. Who knows what I could get off that. But this might be looking as some sort of pass. I have to really hope that Greedy doesn't get like a Lysander and a Stadium. That's really what I have to avoid. But it's going to be a Hex and a Retreat into the Uxie. And Greedy goes and looks through his discard pile. This is really scary. He's going to go ahead and item finder for the versus Seeker for the Lysander here. And... but he is thinking about it. I say, okay, you and what Stadium? And I hexed, so actually he doesn't because he knows that, oh boy, I don't have the Stadium, and I can't draw cards and Lysander in the same turn. So what do I do here? Instead, he is going to go ahead and Lysander. He is just going to Lysander take the KO on the Porygon. So it's looking like I'm going to be able to get the... get the Palkia Dialga back out. It looks like I'm hovering this Porygon Z, but then I forget that he actually used both of my supporters. Maybe I don't go for that. And instead I'm going to go for our teammates, probably guaranteeing at least an energy attachment, you would expect. But I need to get him on the bench too, so maybe an escape rope. So that's what it is, an energy attachment and an escape rope, and then putting the Garchomp back into the hand. It would have been really nice if I could have had the Porygon Z end play, but I will be able to get that next turn regardless. I just can try to find a way to get that, I suppose. Yeah, wait till next turn, and if I can get the Porygon 2 back out, that's what I was saying. So Grady has a decision here. That's why he's really thinking hard about this. Like, what does he do? Does he try to find a way? He has the Ultra Ball in hand, so does he put the Groudon back into the discard pile and restore it and just try to one-shot me next turn? I mean, in that case, I'm just going to put the Groudon back into his hand and he's back to square one. Or does he come up and just hit me for 80 and try to two-shot me at this point? It's already been established that it's really hard for me to loop this Palkia Dialga, and if I can't get the Bronzong back out, it's going to be even harder. And the other thing is, if he comes up and tries to two-shot me without the Groudon hitting the field, then I'm just going to put 2 more prizes over on his side of the field, right? And then he knocks me out, and then we're back to where he started. It's all just going to be a looping. I'm, really hard to make sure that he doesn't take these last 2 prizes or the last 4 prizes if I put some more over there, right? He does have to worry about the Porygon Z end play at this point. The Porygon Z end play will really hurt Greedy if he doesn't have this Groudon out. I can also Porygon Z end him and put the Groudon back into his hand, kind of clog up his hand a little bit, especially if he's has some sort of Uxie, right? Clogging up someone's hand after you get rid of their Claydol is very, very smart, because it takes out a lot of those Uxie outs and that sort of thing. So we'll see where Grady decides to go with it. Ocarina is the supporter of choice here, or one of the supporters. He's going to grab a looks like to be a dowsing machine. really, he might take. The other thing he could take is he could retreat and just take a knockout on my bench. But instead, no. Grady actually does decide to restore, and uses the Karina next turn, or he's gonna save the dowsing for next turn. So, I read the level X to see what happens if you de-evolve it, and it looks like the level X actually does go back as well, just because it's not an evolution. So you're de-evolving the Garchomp. So it looks like I'm gonna grab the Porygon 2 back. We're gonna item finder. Looks like for Versus Seeker, maybe for for Trump card. So maybe I can actually get a Trump card de-evolve or Trump card Porygon ZN. I can't remember. I didn't see if I played on the supporter. We will see here, but the Trump card is good because it does have the dowsing machine in hand. So if I don't actually have the N, which I don't, looks like, so I am just going to erase the Groudon from the field. So it takes out this dowsing machine that Grady Karina for his hand. If he doesn't have another item in his hand, it's going to be really hard for him to get the Garchomp back out. So if just what does Grady do, right? Like, he's got all these cards in his hand, but really he just wants to knock me out. So the bill is an item to play, which is awesome. So then the next turn he can at least dowsing for the bill. Looks like I'm trying to explain something to Grady. I don't know. He may have asked me about something, but the bill does come down, so that means he can dowsing for the bill to put the Groudon into the discard pile so he can restore it. But how does he get the energy in there? So an AZ is a supporter. Looks like he's just gonna pick it up, trying to thin this bench a little bit. Scoop up on the Porygon. Here's a dowsing machine getting some items back. Really just trying to get all of these energies in the discard pile so that he can restore it again. Looking through this stuff, the Lux Ball could go for a Lapras play. He might have just played it and failed it. Like I said, he just needs to restore. Yep. So he is going to grab a Scoop Up, actually. Grady, what Grady's looking at doing here, the play that he's going for is get rid of everything on my side of the field, right? On his side of the field, and only putting Groudon on the field. That's just really going to be it. He wants to be able to only have Groudon because I can't restore things, or I can't erase things in the active, right? I can't use its first attack on something in the active, which is this is a play he could do. He does see this Porygon Z play happening, so being able to de-evolve all this stuff is not necessarily the worst thing because it probably would have happened to him anyways. So I don't mind him going for like, oh, I'm only going to have Groudon out. I'm going to go for this Versus Seeker, pick everything up, sort of thing. And N does come down to 2, so the de-evolve and N comes down. And this is one of the things that I kind of question is like, okay, dude, like you did this play and it was a cute little thing. But how much is it actually going to help you? So it looks like I am hexing here, and I probably will Psychic Erase because I don't want to get rid of these mental energies, considering I don't have the Bronzong. So it looks like I will erase the Groudon back into Grady's hand. I can't imagine a reason that I wouldn't. Yep. So I hesitated on it, but we still did it. I was looking at what Garchomp's attack, or Gabite's, whatever Gabite's attack does. It only hurts me from an evolution, I think, or it does more damage from evolution. But it looks like it's going to be a Versus Seeker for the Copycat, being the only supporter in his hand. Really have to hope he dodges some stuff. Remember, I did Hex, so it is not the worst, but 60 damage comes down, and that's it. So 6 damage is still relevant because he can evolve into something that can, I mean, most of the Garchomps do like 80 damage, so 80 damage Muscle Band will knock me out. I think Palkia Dialga is 160 if I recall correctly. So really scary here. It looks like I'm actually going to Escape Rope. Oh no, so if I Psychic Erase the Gabite, then holy crap, like, then he's got nothing on the side of the field. Maybe that's what I go for here. If I recall correctly, that's what I do. That's why I do the Escape Rope play. Lapras is probably actually going to grab either N or like a way to get stuff out of his hand. Like he did play a supporter last turn, so if I can avoid him playing another supporter, awesome. But maybe both of my things are gone. Looks like it is. So it has to be a Skylar for the Versus Seeker for the Rockets admin. So pretty cool play there. Maybe he draws dead again. I mean, well, he didn't draw dead last time, but hopefully that's the case. And so I'm going to Psychic Erase the Gabite. He's got a Gibble and attach, and he's going to 10 and switch. So we are in business here. We can finally start. But it looks like Grady does have an N in his hand, but he didn't want to play it last turn, obviously, because I erased the Gabite into his hand. Like, what? Like, he doesn't want to play that to get rid of the Gabite in his hand. Play that next turn, you know? Hoo boy. So Lookers comes down, see what it's got in his hand. I see the N. It looks like that's a Skyfield. I know it's glared out, but that should be a Skyfield just based off what I would play here. And I'm considering the Steel Shelters in the discard pile. But Swoop Teleporter, that's mostly going to be going for Bronzor. If I play the Swoop, it's going to take rid of the Lapras and go for Bronzor. Yep, there's the Bronzor. So that if I get knocked out for some reason, I can do some cool things. Going to be retreat and attach to the Heatran and erase the. I'm going to erase the Baltoy and here's where Grady is still trying to go for this plan where he's going to only have the what's it called? The Groudon in play. But I think here's where Grady makes a big misplay. I think he goes into the Spiritomb incorrectly, because if I see, here's what he's going to do. I'm just going to keep erasing, right? And now he can't play item cards. So Grady's just dead. Like, he's going to go into another Gabite, and I can just erase it again. I'm just going to put it right back into his hand, and he'll bench the Gibble, and the problem is he's only getting from the deck. So if he misses it, if the other Gabite's prized or it's in the discard pile or something, he can't evolve, and that's all I want to do. So it looks like he does fail it. He does miss it. So now I can start adding prizes to Grady. The other thing I can do is, looks like I'm powering this Heatran up on the bench. So at one point, I can end him and take 2 knockouts to win the game. Like, that's the other play that I have in my hand. I'm considering. Because of this Grady taking all this stuff off the field, you can see that he has a Juniper in his hand, but he can't commit that Juniper because it will get rid of all of his Gabites, Gibbles, Gibbets, whatever. So yeah, it looks like I actually am going for. I'm actually knocking him out with Porygon Z, and I take this knockout with the Porygon. Yeah, it's an EX, so if he gets this miracle knockout, awesome, but he's going to be under item lock. So this is me just saying, hey, look, I took my first prize of the game. What do you got? You got a Baltoy into the Claydol. Ooh, that's the worst. That's awful. Hopefully I can hit some sort of Lysander or something, keep him item locked again. I really need to, at this point, I think, actually, there's a quick series of events. I need to go back into this, or nope, actually we're going to take a knockout with Heatran, and the reason we do this is to keep the EX off of the bench. Really just trying to draw that Cobalion. That's really all I'm trying to do, right? Maybe I don't know, looks like we're ending this segment. I should check the timestamp. Let's see. Nope, still got plenty of time on this segment, part 2, still rolling on. So Grady going for this, where we are now, is Grady goes for this home run play of just only having the Garchomp, or not the Garchomp, the Groudon on the field, and I don't necessarily mind that play. I just think it puts him into the situation where he's in now, where he's just limited resources, kind of a clumped deck, and me being able to kind of just control his board state. So I don't think he's necessarily wrong, but I think he probably could have played it a little better, but, what do I know? It looks like Grady's got a Guzma and an Oak in his hands. Those are some pretty good cards to have in this scenario. Tower Ball's only going to grab the 1. I think he's just trying to thin some cards, maybe. But he decides to put it on the bottom of his deck, so Lord knows what he's trying to do here. And looks like we're just going to straight up Oak. That's all he's going to do. He's going to Oak, looks to hit this Broken Time Space, maybe. Secret Mission sees a lot of cards in my hand, all these really, really good cards. I'm really looking also for a Devolution Spray. I really want to have my backup back online. My backup back. Grady just digging. He's going to use Uxie. He's going to use Oak. He's looking for this Broken Time Space. If you can get a Broken Time Space restore, oof, all the better. But I am trying to take prizes with Heatran now. So At any point, I am threatening the erase on the bench and taking prizes with Heatran. So if he does get the restore, I can go back into this whole like erase strategy. If he doesn't get the restore, I can just keep taking prizes with Heatran. So kind of an interesting little predicament Grady's gotten himself into. That was a very, very fast sequence of events where he was item locked on himself, and there's a lot to be said about that whole exchange where I was able to take prizes on his bench to keep him item locked on himself. I don't necessarily mind the Spiritomb play. What I mind is him only having the Spiritomb and the Gabite out. So Grady's still not playing a supporter, actually. He still hasn't played a supporter because he's just oaked this entire time. Swooped into the Porygon. He's got Broken Time Space out. Big turn for him. If he can hit some stuff off of this, it looks like he doesn't hit any search cards. It looks like he has Misties. I think the Misties is going to need to be played here. Yep. He's going to need some searching cards. Is what he's going to need. He's going to need searching cards and Porygon too, but that looks like just a handful of energy. I saw a DCE, a blend, 3 fightings at the very least. This was a Premier Ball and some other card. I can't tell what it was. Looks like a switch, that's what it was. So Escape Rope happens. Really confusing what I Escape Rope into. Looks to be Baltoy here. If he's got an evolution, he's got me locked, but I think I call his bluff. Just because I can't put anything else up. I can't put the Porygon 2 up. I can't put the Porygon Z up, obviously. It's an EX. Can't really put up the Metal Links. I really need that to charge up the Heatran. Then obviously I can't put up the Palkia Dialga because it'll get knocked out. So Rescue Stretcher Grady is going to grab the Uxie. Going to keep drawing in the cards. He's looking for this home run. There's an Evo Soda onto the Porygon. Ooh, actually he's going to go to the Garchomp so he can get a knockout here, go down to 1 prize. That's what I would imagine he would do here. Where obviously then my Retaliate play would be a Goop Gas attack of some sort, an Escape Rope, and an Erase with a Stadium. Right? I think that would be my play here. But nope, it's going to be a Metal Lynx and an AZ on the Porygon Z. So we are Porygon Z-ing all of this stuff in an N, so the Porygon Z N play happens again. However, I am putting the Porygon Z onto the download Porygon, so it is going to take away double supporters for me. I need to hit some heads here. I think I need to hit 2 of 4 was the knockout, or 2 of 5 even. But we do get the knockout there, going to 5 prizes. This Heatran is going to go in. If Grady just bricks here, we can get him. He's down to 1 prize. There's a Windstorm and a Retreat and Calculate to put the top 3 on his deck. Oh boy. I can't really see what he's got. It looks like Fighting Stadium's at least 1. So Fighting Stadium, that was what he put 3rd. It's definitely not going to be his first choice. But if I can find a way to shuffle his deck and get a knockout, that'd be awesome. The only way that I'm really going to shuffle him is Imposter Oak's Invention. That's what I'm going to really need here to get rid of this Calculate and to take a knockout. That's really what we're kind of hoping for, I would say. There's no real reason for me to go into Palkia Dialga at this point. I think the Heatran is going to carry me as long as I can grab the Cobalion. And I obviously haven't grabbed the Cobalion at this point. Oops. Obviously haven't grabbed the Cobalion at this point because it would have already seen the field. Because I have Metal Links online, I would have already started attacking. So, anyways, to be continued in part 3.